Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Randa and today we're starting another week of Randa's Crafty Vlog. If you guys have been waiting, I was not doing a vlog last week. A lot has happened, so I'm going to try to bullet point the important parts. Cause it's like, I haven't talked to you guys in a week, so, there's a lot, but we are back to our normal routine. I did not have a video last week because we had people in town staying with us. Perry's friend Nick came into town to stay with us from Chicago. That's where Perry is originally from. And Nick brought his friend Anthony, and they came and stayed with us for 5 days. They were here from Saturday until Thursday. They were supposed to be here like Saturday to Saturday or Sunday to Saturday or like from weekend to weekend. And they ended up having to leave early, but Perry had the whole time off. So he just went back for his first day of work today. And we're just getting back into our routine again. So a lot happened. I guess for starters, it was good. We had a good time hanging out with them. I was definitely very drained. Like my meter for socializing was done. My meter for people being in my house was done by the time they left. So, but I had a really good time. I always enjoy when Nick comes to visit. He comes out once a year, to come stay with us. So I always enjoy that. And, yeah, it was a good time. But on the very first day they were here, we went up to the mountains, and up in Boulder Creek goes up through the whole mountains. And, so you have access from it anywhere up Canyon Road, which is where we go to play around in the mountains. And so what we usually do is the river's very shallow, no more than a couple of feet in any spot. So there are very few places where it passes your knees. It's very shallow. And there's rocks all over the river. So you can kind of river rock hop, and you can jump from rock to rock throughout the river. And Perry and I have done this hundreds of times throughout the span of the 3 years we've known each other. And, God, I'm blanking this morning. I need to wake up. And so that's what we were doing. We were jumping from rock to rock, having a grand old time. And then there was one pretty big jump, but Perry and his friend Mario, who was there with us, had already jumped it and were fine. And so I didn't think much of it and jumped it. And when my right foot landed on the rock, it slipped and then got caught almost, and it hyperextended my knee backwards. So then I fell into the river in a lot of pain. It was only 2 inches deep, not 2 inches, but less than a foot. It was probably less than a foot deep. And so I was up to my knees or up to my waist in water because I was sitting in the river, and in a shit ton of pain. And as I was falling, I saw my knee bend backwards. It did not look good. It did not feel good. My immediate thought as I'm falling was, oh my God, I broke it. And so when I landed and I got my wits about me a minute, the first thing I did was try to move my leg. And I could move my knee pretty far. I had a decent range of motion. And I didn't hear any popping when I fell. There was nothing crazy. And so it wasn't broken. I didn't pop any ligaments. I didn't do anything like that. I just sprained the shit out of it. So, I had to cross the entire river to get back to the road. We were on the other side of the river. And so I didn't know what I was going to do. I was lightheaded as crap from the shock. And Perry had sat down on the floor and put my head in his lap. But I was just dizzy as all get out. and Mario crossed the river and found a woman over there. And thank God it was Mario who did it, because she only speaks Spanish and Mario speaks Spanish. And so they were talking in Spanish to each other. And she gave him a cup of water and some Tylenol to give to me. And he came back and he handed me the Tylenol, and I drank some water and whatever. And it was, the woman was watching from the other side of the river, like trying to make sure I was okay. It was really sweet. And then I laid there for a minute, and until sort of the shock wore off and I was not so lightheaded anymore. And I was able to stand up. I could put a very minimal amount of pressure on it, but I could. And so I straight up, I didn't try to jump on any of the rocks or anything. I just walked straight through the river, just straight through I was already wet. Who gives a shit? And all 4 guys helped me across the river. They're really sweet. Perry has some good friends. And I was able to hobble my way across the river, and then they put me in the car and we went home. We did get crutches on the way home because I could not walk, really. The more the day went on, the more I couldn't put pressure on it. So I did crutches for the very first day, and I got a knee brace. And, but it was swelling, but it wasn't turning any crazy colors. I'm shocked it didn't turn any crazy colors. Nothing was broken, everything was fine. I just sprained the shit out of it. So I walked for crutches on the first day. And then the next day I walked, the swelling had gone down dramatically. My range of motion was much better. And, I was able to hobble around without crutches. But that's sort of where I've been ever since, is that the swelling, you almost can't even tell it's swollen. Just like a little bit. My range of motion is it's gotten better and better as the week has gone on. So I almost have full range of motion of it at this point. That took a couple of days to get back. And then, I am able to hobble around on it pretty well. I'm still limping, but I can get myself around without any pain. And so I haven't had to use the crutches since the first day, but I am still wearing a knee brace every single day because it just feels a little more secure that way. So I'm still hobbling, and I probably will be hobbling for another week or so, just because whenever I Googled it, it said 2 to 4 weeks is very normal for a hyperextended knee. So I'm doing fine. I can walk around. I just have to hobble and wear a knee brace. I have to limp. So that was the start of the week. I then kind of couldn't participate in anything else they were doing because, my knee. But I did I was able to go places with them and sit in the car. I just couldn't participate because they were doing very active things, but I was fine with that. I wanted them to have a good time. I told them when we got in the car at the river, I was like, I feel so bad. I don't want to interrupt the lake, the mountain day. And we just got here and now I'm going to be the reason we have to go back. And I feel so bad. And every single one of them, Perry's friends and Perry included, all piped up and was like, God, no, don't feel bad. You didn't ruin anything. We're just worried about you. Blah, blah, blah. They're, like I said, they're so sweet. Perry has some good friends. And so they were all very supportive and understanding. And every day that I woke up, they were like, how's the knee? How's the knee? How you doing? Whatever. And they were always trying to accommodate me. And it was really fantastic. So I feel very lucky to have a fantastic boyfriend and that he has some great friends. And it was really, I really appreciate that. So, and then shortly after, I hurt my knee, I started having some problems with this gum down here on my left front tooth, these 2 front teeth, the left one. I was having some problems with the gums down here, and that gum has always been receded really far in my mouth. It's since I can remember. And so I've always tried to take good care of it. Because of my depression and ADHD and stuff, I'm not always the best at brushing my teeth. And so I knew my gums weren't the healthiest, and yet they were fine, so, but then it receded a little bit further, and it got all red and swollen and puffy and kind of loose. And there was some like white stuff. My gum was starting to turn white, just at the very edge of it. And I was like, that's not good. And like, it had never really hurt before, but then it started like hurting to the touch. Like, it didn't hurt just existing, but when I touched it, it did. And I was like, oh God, I wonder if it's gingivitis, because I've had gingivitis before when I was a kid. I don't really remember what my symptoms were, but I remember that we went to the dentist and they gave us like a gel to put on my teeth or on my gums, like before or after I brushed, and then it went away and you were fine. So I was like, God, I wonder if it's gingivitis. I wonder if I can just get it to go away at home. I don't know. And then I started feeling nauseous, like on and off every day. And finally, when they left, I was brushing really good. I was flossing every day. I was whatever, trying to get it to heal. And I wasn't seeing really any improvement. And so then by Saturday, just a couple days ago, I, with my hurt knee and everything, after 5 solid days of like feeling nauseous, I decided to go to the dentist. I haven't been to the dentist in a long time. I hate it. I have a lot of anxiety around the dentist. And I was like, I don't know, I might have gingivitis. I don't really know what's going on. I just wanted to get it checked out. And they looked at it and they were like, unfortunately, we've gone past the point of gingivitis and it is now full-blown gum disease. It's periodontal disease, which is gum disease. And I was like, no fucking way. Like, I was just fine. And then all of a sudden, gum disease. Like, it was shocking to me. But also I went, okay, well, now what? And they were like, well, we're going to have to do a deep cleaning. And I said, okay, a deep clean. How bad could a cleaning be, really? I didn't know what a deep cleaning was. And so I was like, how bad could a cleaning be, really? And they were like, well, but you're going to have to be numb for it. And I was like, you mean like with the shots? And they said, yeah. And I immediately burst into tears. I get very anxious with the dentist, and especially with needles. I just at 22 am just now starting to get used to like shots and blood draws. Like, I don't like needles. I especially don't like needles in my mouth. Like, I've never liked, I don't even like when the dentist flosses, much less. So I immediately broke down. They were like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to scare you or whatever. It's like, no, you had no idea, but now you do. I have a lot of anxiety that freaks me out a lot. And they were like, well, there's a couple things we can do to help with your anxiety and whatever, but it does need to be done. So, and I was like, yeah, cool. And they were like, well, you have Medicaid. And I said, yeah. And they were like, so we have to get it like pre-approved through Medicaid before we can actually do anything, because they have to like approve it before they'll pay for it. So they were like, it's nothing we can do today, but, you will schedule you another appointment and whatever. And they were like, we usually do it in 2 sessions. We do one part of your mouth in one half of your mouth in a session. And then we'll do, like a week later, we'll do the other half. And I was like, that sounds fucking miserable. Do you really want me to do 2 weeks in a row of that? Because I Googled what a deep cleaning is. And for those of you who don't know, it's a deep cleaning, but they go underneath your gums, almost down to your root, to clean out any plaque and stuff that's under there that's causing the gum disease. And they don't just have to do it in this one spot, they do it on your whole mouth because they don't want it to spread. Because thankfully mine is very contained. They said that I was in the very mild stages of gum disease and that it's very contained. So that was all. He was like, I'm so glad you came in when you did because we've caught it early. You have a little bit of bone loss, but nothing crazy. You're going to be fine. And so that was good to hear, but I still have to do the deep cleaning. And the minute I heard they were going underneath my gums, I flipped the fuck out. Because I was like, there are a few places in your body where things just don't belong. For example, up your cervix. I remember when I got my IUD, I was like, things don't belong up there. That is like so unnatural. Nothing should be going up your cervix. It's not a thing. Although it is a thing. I've done it. But but I feel the same way about my gums. Nothing should be going underneath my gums. No, don't do it to me. They have to do it to me. So I was crying. I was having a panic attack in the dentist chair, and they were like, what we can start with is that we can give you some Valium, and you take it like the night before, and then the day of, it's an anxiety medication. It should help you like calm the fuck down, and then it's easier to get through the procedure that way. But they were like, we numb you completely. You don't feel anything while it's happening. And then we'll, which he's like, I bet the shots is what's worrying you the most. And I said, a little bit. And he was like, the Valium should help you like get through the shots, but also we put a numbing gel on before we even do the shot. So you try to, we try to do it as much as you can to where you don't feel it and whatever. I was like, okay. But I was still like flipping shit. I got home and was like, the Valium's not going to be enough. I have to be completely knocked out or I'm not doing it. That like, I need full IV sedation or I'm not doing it. And then I was freaking out, knowing that Medicaid was not going to cover that, frantically trying to figure out how to pay for it, Googling my way into a hole until I came across this amazing website. And this website is called, it's either like Fear Dental Central or Dental Fear Central. I think it's dentalfearcentral.com or .org or whatever it is. And it's a website dedicated to people who have anxiety around the dentist, aka me, and phobias of the dentist and whatever. And within that website, there's a whole entire forum. It's very similar to like a Reddit style forum where you can go on and share your stories and ask questions and concerns and whatever. And within that forum, there's a whole section dedicated to deep cleanings and people who are scared of deep cleanings. And so I read like every story on that page that started with, I'm absolutely fucking terrified and I don't know what to do, and ended with, I went to my appointment and here's what happened. I read so many stories, and every single one of them said I was shaking in the waiting room. I was crying. I was freaking the fuck out. And it just wasn't that bad. That my anxiety on it was so much worse than anything they actually did to me. I barely felt anything. And all of these people, I even screenshotted my favorite story so that for when I get nervous, I can go back and read it. It helped me calm down so much, especially because they were all nervous wrecks and all said it was no big deal. Please don't be scared of it. You're going to be fine. And all of those people were doing it without the help of Valium. And the one story I read who did have the help of Valium said she barely even realized the doctor was there. That's how out of it she was. So that she was like, they did like 4 hours of work and I thought it was like no more than an hour, and I was awake, but I was confused. And I just sort of existed. I didn't really think about what was going on. And I was like, that's the energy I'm going for, is not even realizing the doctor is there. That's what I'm going for. And it was, I was like, if all of these people say that is no big deal without Valium to help, then I can definitely do it with some Valium to help. And they said, no, I was expecting it to be very painful, and it wasn't. You tell your dentist that you're anxious, and they're very good at walking you through it. They're very used to people being anxious in their chair if you have a good dentist, which I believe that I do. And they said the worst part was the shots at the beginning, but that you barely even feel it. That they put, like, it's no worse than a shot in your arm, if not easier. So I was like, okay, I can handle this. And they were like, and once you're numb, you just hang out. That like they were like, it feels no different than a normal dental cleaning. It's actually easier because you're completely numb. And so I was like, okay. And I started immediately feeling better, that I was like, I can do this on my Valium. It's gonna be fine. All of that's gonna be covered. The Valium is gonna be covered, everything else. So we should be good. I'm gonna be okay. It still makes me nervous. I still have to talk myself through it every once in a while, but I'm gonna be okay. I still don't know when my cleaning actually is. I still have to schedule it because we're still waiting for Medicaid to process it, but I'm feeling a lot better about it. Either Perry or my mom are going to go with me because I can't do it by myself. And I'm totally thinking of telling them to just do it all at once. Because I do not want to I want to like suck it up and get it done once. And if it means my whole mouth is numb, then fuck it. Like it's just not that big of a deal to me. I'd rather get it all done at once than have to do it, heal, and then do it again, heal. You know what I mean? Because it takes like 5 to 7 days for your gums to fully heal again. So it's like, why would I want to do that twice when I could do that once? I'll just live off of applesauce for a little bit. It'll be fine. But there were a lot of people that said I was so intending on being like really sore and really tender afterwards and stuff. And it wasn't even bad enough. Like I didn't even take a painkiller, an Advil. Like it wasn't even bad enough for an Advil. And I was able to eat a burger and fries like a few hours later. Like, it wasn't, every story said it was no big deal. I did not read a single story that was like, no, it was awful. And I, like it hurts so bad and blah, 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 blah. Not a single one. So I feel better about it, but I'm kind of falling apart. My knee, my teeth, my pre-diabetes almost, my nausea from my teeth. It's a pain in the butt, but it was still a good week nonetheless. It was just a lot. I'm ready for this kind of stuff to be over. We're finally back to our normal routine. My sister's coming over today, which I'm very excited about. I haven't seen her in so long. So I'm A1 pumped for her to come. But I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about what was going on first. And I also wanted to, I forgot to bring my diamond painting. I was going to show you that. I'll have to show you that tomorrow. That I did a little work on my diamond painting, not a ton, but I'm on the very top row. I also didn't bring my cross stitch. God, I'm not prepared. I'll have to show you that tomorrow. I did some good work on my cross stitch, so tomorrow I'll get to show you like a week's worth. But what I did want to show you real quick is that I bought a new cross stitch pattern / all the stuff for it at some point last week. And it came and I printed out the pattern and I just wanted to show you. I thought about doing like a whole video, but it's not really like a true unboxing. And so I don't think I have a full video's worth to share. But this is what I got. This is brand new from Little Dove Designs. It's called Gnomeville. They just released it. It's not even on 123 Stitch. I can only find it on Etsy. But this is what it looks like. Isn't it so fucking cute? I saw it and immediately went, yeah, I gotta have that. Look at that snail. And all the gnomes and the little gnomey mushroom houses and like, come the fuck on. I was like, no, I have to have that. So I ordered that, all the called for floss, DMC, and this is, there's dog hair on it. This is the called for fabric. So this is 14 count moss celadon Ada. It's by somebody. Hold on. I want to say it's Zweigart. Zweigart. So it's a Zweigart fabric. I got it off of 123 Stitch. I was hoping to get it in 16 count because it says 16 count will fit in a 8x10 frame. But they didn't have it. And on 14 count, it's 8.25 by 10.75. So it's just barely bigger than an 8x10, which means I'm going to have to get a bigger frame, which is frustrating, which is why I wanted to find this fabric. But I love the fabric color. and I couldn't they don't have it in 16 count, and I couldn't find any other green 16 count fabric that I liked more. So we're just going to do it on 14 count, and it's going to be fine. It's going to be a little big, and I'm just going to have to find a bigger frame for it, and it's going to be fine. But yeah, I think it's going to look so good. I'm so excited. I just wanted to show you that real quick because it's so fucking cute. Like, can I get on this level of designing someday? Because, look at it. Anyway, moving on. I wanted to read a Reddit story for you guys today to start off the week. I've already been jabbing for 25 minutes, so I'm going to get going. This is called, it's a short one. It's called, we're going back to Am I the Asshole? Classic Am I the Asshole? And this was posted 6 hours ago. And it says, am I the asshole for trying to upstage my sister at her wedding? It already has 4.5 thousand upvotes and 1.7 thousand comments. So let's see. Okay, so despite some spats recently, I, 26 female, was recently invited to attend my sister's 31 female wedding. Now, I'm not part of the bridal party or anything. I honestly don't think I'd want to be, but just going as a guest. The rules my sister laid out were that it can't be white and it has to be a more formal type of dress, which I didn't mind and agreed to the rules. I had the perfect dress in mind, which was one I wore for my friend's wedding about a year ago, which I had still held on to. For information, the dress is a floor-length silverish dress with a leaf-like design. It's not too flashy or anything, so decided it was better than spending more euros on a new dress. I opted to wear it. She's gonna say it's white, isn't it? So jumping to the day of the wedding, I show up in my dress with my boyfriend. Everything's fine and seems fine until the reception afterwards, where my sister acts somewhat cold to me after I come up and congratulate her and her husband. My sister tells me that she doesn't approve of my dress and that it would be best if I left. I asked her what was wrong about it, as it fit both of the requirements she had set for her dresses worn. She told me that it looked as if I was attempting to upstage her at her own wedding with my dress of choice. Not wanting to cause a scene, my BF and I opted to not argue and leave. On the way out, my parents asked where we were going, and I told them the situation. They seemed conflicted, with my mother agreeing that it looked like I was trying to be too showy at the wedding, where my father agreed with me that it wasn't too fancy of a dress, and my sister just seemed jealous. But now I'm wondering if I'm the asshole in this situation and need to apologize to my sister for it. It'd be nice if I had a picture of this dress. But I can't imagine that a silver, like, usually formal dresses in my head are floor length. So it's a floor length silver dress with leaf-like design on it. I can't imagine how that's possibly going to upstage your wedding dress. I think she's being a little crazy, but frankly, I'd have to see the dress. It says, edit, since everyone assumes I'm from a Western family, my family is Turkish and mother is Belgian. This was a traditional Turkish wedding where the bride wears red, limited whites and golds. Traditionally, in Turkish weddings, you wear formal clothing. Everyone else was wearing floor-length dresses and men in tuxedos. So yeah, if the floor-length dress is not a problem, and it's not like you're wearing the same color as the bride because the bride is wearing red, then what is possibly the issue? Oh my god, this top comment. It says, you're the asshole. So tired of people playing coy when they wear off-white dresses. That's not appropriate for most weddings, and you should have checked. Given you already seem to have bad blood with her, I'm inclined to think you knew this would upset her. Edit to include, I know this is a Turkish wedding where the bride wears red, white, gold. I'm keeping the original verdict as the bride asked her not to wear white. And it's been revealed that this was because half the guests were Westerns. But she said it was silver. If the dress is silver, then it's not a problem. If it's white or off-white, then you have a problem. Like, that's why I say, like, I need to see this dress. I um oh, hold on, there might have been. Okay, it says info, do you have a link of the dress? Silver could be awfully close to white, hard to say without a pic. If your relationship is so bad that you didn't think you'd even be invited, it seems like a bold choice to wear a borderline dress. And then the edit says, you're the asshole, that is way too bridal. And now I need to see if I can find. I gotta find because the edit below it says that looks like a wedding dress to me. The next one says, yep, OP, you're the asshole. That dress is almost exactly what I wore to my wedding. It's a wedding dress. Where? I need the link. Hold on. I might have. Oh. Okay, I have the picture. This is it. This is the dress. I don't know. A lot of people made it seem very obvious. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little more conflicted than that. That, like, I don't look at it and immediately go, oh, that's a wedding dress. It is silver. That is a silver dress. That's not white. It's not off-white. It's silver. So, but the silhouette of it is definitely more wedding-ish, you know? But I wouldn't immediately go to they're wearing a wedding dress, you know? But that's not what I would have immediately. Yeah, and there's another picture of it from the back. It's not, to me, that doesn't inherently scream wedding dress. I would not be upset if somebody showed up in that to my wedding. If that was white, that's a wedding dress. But it's silver. It's not white. It's not a wedding dress, at least in my opinion. What do you guys think? Do you think that's a wedding dress? I don't think so. I don't think so. The top comment says, oh, for fuck's sake, you know you were wrong to wear that. It's a beautiful dress, but it's too close to white. Sorry, I would not wear that to a wedding. I can see, to me, it doesn't look like a wedding dress, but I could see where people are coming from with that. That's why it's like, no, if I were a guest, I would put on that dress and I would heavily contemplate it. Like, maybe I should just wear something different just to be safe. But if somebody showed up in this dress to my wedding, I would not think they were wearing a wedding dress or trying to upstage me or anything. And I'm very much of the idea that nobody should wear white to my wedding, and if they are, get fucked. But that's not white. So I'm like, it does have a white, like, underneath, so maybe, but, like, it doesn't bother me. But maybe, maybe it bothers other people. Let's see if she has any. Let me go to her page. Okay, this comment says, not the asshole, bullet point 1, not an American wedding. So the if this was in America argument is moot, in my opinion, because yeah, it wasn't. 2, sounds like deeper issues, especially since dad used the word jealous. And for the people saying she's the asshole, take the L, chill. I can understand her being upset when it keeps getting compared to our culture and she sees a huge difference. I can understand her being upset when it keeps getting compared to all our culture and she sees a huge difference. Okay. OP responds and says, yeah, I legit have to stop commenting because so many people are reporting my comments to the mods about not accepting my judgment when they don't have the full facts. Thank you for understanding that this matter can't be looked at through a Western lens. And that's the other part of it, is that it did say, it, it's like they did say don't wear white, but she's not wearing white and the bride is wearing red. So it's not even remotely like people are going to look at that and go, oh, that's the bride. Because the bride is wearing red. It's a Turkish wedding. I don't know. It doesn't upset me. This doesn't upset me at all. And I think a lot of people are upset by this. And I'm not upset by it. So I do think the sister was being a little much. I don't think she's the asshole. That's just my opinion. I don't know. I'm so curious. What do you guys think? Do you think I'm crazy and that like that's definitely a wedding dress or like what? Because I'm interested. But anyway, I've been talking for 35 minutes. That's it. There's like not really any more comments or an update or anything. So that's it. What was I gonna say? That's it. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, September 13th, and it is 11:27 a.m. I have about an hour until I need to leave for therapy. And I need to maybe eat a little something for lunch in that. I'll probably eat a little something for lunch in that time. I had breakfast really late today, but nonetheless, it's Tuesday. It's therapy day. I have been answering messages on Etsy all morning. I get so many of them. Oh no, did I make myself bleed? Shit. I was scratching my forehead and apparently didn't realize I caught like a scab from my pimple and made it bleed. Anyway, I just get so many Etsy messages. I've been spending like practically all morning like responding to them, but like I love it. Ask me any questions you want, like totally fine. Always reach out. It's just like I wake up and I'm like, okay, I've got a lot of messages to answer. Let's get going. Yesterday was really good. My sister came over. We had a grand old time. It was so good to see her again. It's been so long since I've seen her. So we had a great time, but she was here most of the day, which was fantastic. So I didn't get much work done. I had to like do restock while she was sitting on my couch. I was like, hold on for a second. I gotta like, do a thing. And then I did a few work things before she came, but didn't do a ton of work yesterday. Kind of just hung out. And then today I'm going to therapy. And then, I can't fucking think this morning. And then I, maybe work some more, just like come home or something. I was thinking it's like, I think there's some like errand I have to do, but I don't think I can do the errand yet. So I think it's fine. I feel like I'm forgetting something. But anyway, so it's going to be kind of like a chill work day / go to therapy. And then that's it. Tomorrow, I'm supposed to have my very first ever pap smear tomorrow, but I really would like just a day in the office, because I have a couple new waxes coming that I want to test for my scented candles. I have one of them already. The other one's supposed to come today. So I would like to spend tomorrow like testing candles, and some other work stuff. So it's like, I might reschedule it just because I have a lot going on, but I'm not sure yet, frankly, because I asked to reschedule and they haven't reached out to me. So like, I guess we'll find out. But yeah, that's tomorrow. So I did finally bring in my crafting stuff to show you today. So this is, I got like thread on the back. Ugh. So this is my cross stitch. Here's where I'm at over the past week. So I continued filling in this part with blue a little bit more, and then I ran out of thread, had to order more. So while I was waiting, I did the little path, I did the little house. I don't remember if you saw the house. And then I did the cats and this sign here that says bakery. And then the thread came in and I started filling this in again. So that's kind of what I've been doing for the past week. There's like a little bakery shop underneath this and then a bunch of other crap. So, yeah, it's going good. Still enjoying it, but can't wait for this thing to be done. It's going to be so good when it's done, and then I get to move on to something else because I've been working on this, I can't even remember, anywhere from 3 to 6 months. Like, it's been a long time in the process, and I'm excited for something new. So, but that's been very fun. And then I also brought my diamond painting to show you. So I guess I should probably back up for this, huh? So, this, let me just, this is where I'm at. So as you can see, I'm on the very top row. I've done the first section of the very top row, so I have that much left to go and I'm done. And I want to make sure you can see it. That's what it looks like. We're so close. It looks so good. I'm obsessed with this. This is, for those of you who don't know, I guess, this is Pride from Diamond Art Club. It's by an artist named JoJo's Art. And it's a round drill diamond painting. And it's massive. It is, hold on, 112 by 56 centimeters. So 112 centimeters wide, which is why it is so long. But frankly, it's absolutely fantastic. So I've been working on this for a couple months now, and I'm excited for it to be done also. And yeah, maybe I'll do that when I get home from therapy, is do some of my diamond painting. Because I did a little bit this week, but not a ton. It was so funny because when Perry's friends were here, I was doing it. And again, they're like so nice and supportive. I hope my mic isn't like bumping on too many things. Anyway, they're so nice and supportive. And so I did my diamond painting and they were like, what is that? And I explained it to them and they were like, that is so cool. And they know all about my business and stuff. I was like, yeah, I make an accessory for this and that's what I sell and whatever. And they were like, that is so cool. They thought it was fantastic. But they were also like, I don't know how you have the patience for that. I would never have the patience to spend that much time making something like that. Like, that's incredible. You have so much patience. I was like, talk about cross stitch patience. It takes even longer. So, but yeah, no, it's like, that seems to be the common thing that people tell me when they see me doing it or when I tell them about it, that it's like, oh my God, that must take so much patience. Like, it's fun. I don't know, but either way, that's that. It's going really well. I'm excited I'm excited to be close to a finish on both of them. The diamond painting will definitely be finished first, so we'll be starting a new one after that, and I'll do a post review on that when I'm done, and then probably an unboxing of and kitting up of the new diamond painting, which will be very fun. Let's find a Reddit story. I haven't even picked one out yet, so here is the process of how quickly I pick one out. What should we do? Maybe relationship advice today? How are we feeling about that? Let's do that. Relationship advice. Ooh, my 27 female wife is mad at me, 28 male, that I put her father, 55 male, in jail. Yeah, let's read that one. This was posted 37 minutes ago. Holy shit. But there's already 103 comments. It's so short. No, never mind. It's really, you know what? I'll just read it to you really quick because it's so short. We have a 4-year-old son together and my wife's dad was watching him. I caught him kicking our son just because he accidentally peed in his underwear. When I rushed to tell him to stop, he responded by brutally attacking me and I had to defend myself when he pulled a knife out on me. He was arrested, but my wife is mad at me for reporting to cops instead of talking like men and is threatening to not only divorce but obtain full custody. How do I get her to back off and calm down? Oh my God. This is going to get removed by the moderators like immediately. So, because this is ridiculous. So The top comment says, if she's mad at you because her dad kicked her kid and tried to stab you and is threatening to divorce you, you need to evaluate whether you want to stay married to her. That's exactly what I was thinking. And OP responds and says her relationship with her dad has always been complicated. She told me he abused her plenty of times as a kid, but she said he had changed. I'm wondering if her dad might still be influencing her and she doesn't know it. Yeah, you might need to be, I don't want to like jump to like you need to divorce her, but you need to reconsider this because holy shit. Okay, that one was removed by Reddit. Okay. Okay, this one was posted 4 hours ago. My girlfriend, 27 male, asked me this morning if I fucked her in her sleep last night. All right, let's read it. I, 27 male, and my girlfriend have been together for 10 years and living together for the last 2. Last night we were cuddling. She was naked in the bottom, my hand on her butt. I was with my pajamas on. She fell asleep and so did I. This morning she was upset, and after her shower she told me that the next thing, quote, my ass hurt. What did you do to me last night, end quote. I was livid and I got a little defensive. She didn't believe me in the beginning. Then we talked a little bit and eventually she told me that we should just forget about it. But I don't know what to do now. There's clearly a huge trust issue. She also points out that I didn't ask her how she felt or if it hurt too much. And I said that I was sorry, but that I was surprised by the suggestion that I might have raped her. I was mad at first, then I was just sad that she thinks I can do something like that. I told her that we should talk after work and she was okay, although she insisted that we just forget it. We've never had an issue of this nature or anything consentment or about consentment about consent or anything like. So any advice on how to carry this conversation today will be appreciated. Or if I am being the asshole, just tell me. Edit number 1. No, I did not have sex with her. Oh my God. Oh my God. This comment says she should see a doctor if she woke up feeling like someone had assaulted her. If she woke up in that kind of pain without a clear cause, she may need medical attention. This would also be the best course of action. If you had assaulted her, she would need to be checked for an injury. That's not super harmful on the relationship front, but I'd figure someone should say it. This comment says she would have woken up if you had dry ass fucked her. Oh my God. What? There is something there, like he said, like OP said, there is something going on in the relationship if she wakes up in pain and the first thing that she asks is if her boyfriend like assaulted her in her sleep. Especially they've been together for 10 years and they've been living together for 2 years. You think your partner just like fucked you in your sleep? Like if I woke up in pain, my first thought would not be to roll over to Perry and say, what did you do to me last night? Like, what the fuck? I agree that she should go to a doctor. And that would kind of be like I don't know, I would not know how to respond the same way that he's not, because it's like, I don't know what else to tell you other than I didn't do that to you. So I don't know what you're talking about and what to tell you. That it's like, maybe you say like, I understand if you're like, how you're feeling and whatever, but I can promise you, Perry and I do pinky promises. That's how we know it's like for real, is if you do a pinky promise. So it's like, I don't know, I pinky promise you that I did not do anything to you last night. You know I wouldn't do something to you like that. So the fact that you woke up in pain, it actually has me like worried about you, and we should take you to a doctor. Like, because then it does, like, the comment does make sense, that it gives her a little peace of mind that if she was assaulted, the doctor would find out. And so it's like, then she kind of gets peace of mind either way, but that it might help reassure her that she's like, he's telling me to go to the doctor. And if he had like raped me, then he wouldn't be telling me to go to the doctor. Like, that, that he would be like gaslighting her and whatever. And it doesn't sound like he's doing that. So I don't know. Let me see. Let me go to OP's post again. This was only 4 hours ago. He only has he only has 3 comments. One of them is clarifying, 2 of them are clarifying that he did not have sex with her. And then the third one is, it's not unknown for people to have sex while asleep, like sleepwalking, but sex. Is it possible that happened and neither of you remember it? And OP says, I don't think so. I've never sleepwalked. I'm also a light sleeper. It's like, it's possible, but and there's another one. There's another post about her as well in relationship advice. This was 2 months ago. I wonder if it's interesting. It's more talking about his friends instead of like his girlfriend, so it's not very entertaining. That's what I would do, is I would sit down and go, listen, I can swear on every part of me that I did not have sex with you last night. So if you're really in that much pain or whatever, then it makes me really worried about you, and that we should go to a doctor, because there might be something like that we need to get checked out. So like, why don't we go to the doctor together? Or if it makes you feel more comfortable, you can go by yourself, like whatever. But like, I don't want to forget about this, because where she keeps saying like, we should just forget it. It's like, no, reassure her that like, no, your feelings are important to me, and I don't want to just forget it, because I don't want you thinking that I could have done something like that to you. And, really talk through her with it, because that's like a lot. Anyway, that's it. Bit of a shorter clip, but not too short. I'm gonna do some payroll, because that's what needs to be done today. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, September 14th. It is 10:47 in the morning. I am about to leave the house, so I am going to go do my pap smear today, and then I'm going to have lunch with Mom. And then I'm going to do all the work stuff I was planning on doing today. I'm going to do it on Friday, because I'll be meeting with my employee tomorrow. So it's been quite the week. It's going to be a busy one. I was so exhausted yesterday, and I still kind of am today. I don't know what's going on with me. Probably just like there's so much going on in my life between my knee and my gum disease and my trying to eat healthier, and that makes me cranky because I want carbs. It's like, it's just a pain. So that's probably why. But yeah, that's what's going to happen today. I'm going to make this kind of short just because I'm tired and need to get going. But, and I forgot to bring any of my crafting stuff in here. Like, I forgot everything. So, I don't really have anything to show you. But, God, I'm exhausted. I feel like every time I get in front of this camera, I, like, feel fine and think I'm going to be fine. And then I get here and I'm like, like zombie, you know? Anyway, sorry, I was thirsty. Let's do a Reddit story for the day.
This, I went to True Off My Chest, and then I did like the best of all time. I don't know. I thought I picked one, but now I'm kind of like me. Da 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 da. I don't know, maybe not, because a lot of this is... Let's try something different, because a lot of the top ones are about, like, things going on in the world and stuff. And I'm like, I don't give a shit about that. I just want to... Okay, here's one that might be good, and it has an update, so I'm not going to read the update. I'm going to go... Okay, I found the original post, and there is an update. The original post was posted 4 years ago in Am I the Asshole? It has a ton of awards, 46,000 upvotes, and it says, Am I the asshole for despising my mentally handicapped sister? I've been hearing a lot of stories about this lately. Parents despising their handicapped children, siblings despising their handicapped siblings, things like that. So I think they're interesting to read. I don't want to hear any judgment in the comments section for any of these people. So we're just going to read it. Cool beans? Cool beans. The title makes me sound horrible, but hear me out. My sister is severely autistic. She requires attention almost 24/7 and cannot be left alone. She is nonverbal and cannot take care of herself at all. Despite the fact that she is only 12, she is extremely destructive and violent and destroys anything she can get her hands on. I hate her. That should be wrong to say, but it doesn't feel like it. I was only 6 years old when she was born. Okay, 6 years old when she was born. She's 12 now. So OP is now 18. I was only 6 years old when she was born, and since then, I have never solely had my parents' attention. Excuse me. Ever since I can remember, the world has revolved around her. I was moved out of my room into the basement at 7 because she needed to be in the room next to my parents. All of my toys as a child were destroyed by her, and my parents simply ignored me when I complained. Even when I was 14 and she destroyed a Mac my school gave me, I was in the wrong. Along with this, I am expected to take care of her and drop everything I do for her. I can never make plans with friends because my parents expect me to be there if they need me to take care of her. Even when I do somehow get time to myself, I'm required to leave if they need me. If I do not, then I am punished. The recent example of this is when I went to see the new Spider-Man movie and was grounded because I turned my phone off in the theater. Jeez. It seems as if I am nothing more than a slave to them, and anything involving her simply overshadows me. This last week, I was chosen to give a speech at a school event. I was so excited, and my parents promised to be there, but they never showed and claimed that it was because of my sister. Anytime anything like this happens to me, they are too busy with her. I have held this in for so long, and it finally spilled out today. While talking about colleges with my father, he joked that I should get a degree that pays well, so when they're gone, I can take care of my sister. I don't know why, but this caused me to break down. I cried and screamed about how it's always about her. I'm nothing more than a caretaker to them, and they always make it about her, and that I'm expected to be her slave for the rest of my life. I've locked myself in my room since then, and my parents have not come to check on me. Am I the asshole here? So the overall vote on this post was not the asshole. And I completely agree. Because from what it sounds like, from what I'm hearing her say, she's not truly mad at her sister. She's mad at her neglective ass, crazy ass parents. They are very neglecting. They are very demanding. They're expecting her to do things that no child should have to do to care for their sister. Like, she should be allowed to go out and have fun and be a kid, and her parents need to be there for her important events. And and she's being neglected. And so it's like, I think all of this anger and this hate towards your sister is less towards your sister and more towards your parents. And that your sister is just the unfortunate byproduct of all of their neglect. That's my opinion. There is an edit on this post, but I guess let me read the update, or the top comment. Top comment says, not the asshole. These are perfectly legitimate and understandable feelings. You have done nothing to sign up for taking care of another human being. It's not like she's your kid. And that was wrong of your dad to joke about, because it sounds like he probably is really thinking along those lines. Be honest with your parents about how you feel. Make clear that it's insane that you're expected to be a full-time babysitter, grounded for no phone in the movie theater. That's fucking bullshit. Yeah, I agree. That's exactly what I was thinking. And that's what makes me think that it's not about her sister. It's about her parents. They're fucking assholes. They're doing this all wrong. It's okay to, like, really rely on if you really need your older child's help every once in a while, especially when they have something like this and you have a conversation with them about, like, I do not want this to take over your life, but sometimes I need help. Are you okay with that? And that's fine. But to expect her to be like a caretaker and drop anything that she's doing at any time just because she whatever, like, that's not cool. That's not cool. The edit, it says edit/update kinda. Wow, thank you for all the support and love you guys have given me. I never expected this post to reach the popularity it did. Thank you all. After thinking about it for these past hours, you are right that I don't despise my sister. It's not her fault that she was born the way that she is. My parents came to talk to me a while after my breakdown, and I was unable to bring myself to tell them, and only cried and asked them to leave. They have made arrangements with my grandfather for me to stay with him for the time being, and I'm getting ready to go to his house. Why? Why? Is that what she wants, or is... My parents want to talk to me, but we have decided it is best I leave for now and have some space and time to collect myself. We will be sitting down and talking later this week about the issue. Thank you all again for the love and support through this. I'll send an update your guys' way later this week if people are interested. I hope that going to the grandparents was something that she wanted, and not you're being disobedient, like, go to your grandparents. But it doesn't really specify. So let me go to her account and see if there are no comments from OP on the original post. So the update was also 4 years ago, but a couple weeks, I think a week later or something. It also has a shit ton of upvotes. It also has 72,000, it also has 72,000 upvotes. It has tons of awards. And it says, update, am I the asshole for despising my mentally handicapped sister? This is the update. And it's decently long. So, I am back like I said I would be. My original post got a lot of attention, and seeing as you guys seem interested, here's my update. Well, since that day I made the post, I've been staying with my grandfather. The week's been honestly a huge change for me, for better and for worse, but I'll try to run it down. I started by telling my grandpa the story and why I broke down and why I did, and to be honest, he seemed horrified. No one in my family knew my parents were using me as essentially a free care service for my sister. My grandpa told me some things that I don't feel comfortable repeating here, but in essence, my sister is supposed to be getting care from a professional, and that my parents were ignoring that. Along with this, I was not supposed to be caring for her at all with her mental state, as apparently she is a danger to herself and others. With everything else I told him, along with stuff like the movie incident, it says indecent, but I'm almost positive that's supposed to be incident. He was really mad and told me not to contact my parents without him there. He pretty much told me that he would be meeting with my parents beforehand and that he was going to be there when I sat down with them. It didn't end here either. The rest of the week consisted of other family checking in on me and telling me things my parents hid from me. This included the fact that my parents have been taking money from family to fund a caretaker that doesn't exist. Oh, hell no. Suffice to say, this week has been rough, but the upside is that even through all of this, my extended family has been giving me more love than I felt in a while. My grandfather spent his last week making up for time I've lost. Spent this last week, not his last week. I read that. So I was like, wait, is he dying? No, I read that wrong. Spent this last week making up for the time I've lost, encouraging me to spend time with friends and do things I want to do. My aunts and uncles have also been helping me through the week. Well, Saturday night, I sat down with my parents to talk. It went badly, to say the least. They came clean to me about everything. They told me things I will not repeat here, but they did not apologize. My parents still claim that I somehow owed my sister my time. My father even saying, "You were put here to be her caretaker." I won't lie and say I was composed. After everything I learned, I confronted them on the fact that my sister needed a caretaker, the money my dad was getting from his sister, and a few other things. They denied it or made excuses. And in the end, we ended off in a worse place than better. Tonight will be my last time talking to them for a while. After talking with my grandfather and uncle last night, I'm not going back. Later today, I'm going there and picking up my stuff and moving in with my grandfather. When I graduate high school, I plan on leaving the state to go to school. My aunt has told me that the money she was sending my dad will instead be coming to me from now on. That's amazing. My parents have called me twice since Saturday. Neither of them were to apologize and only ask when I was coming home. I won't be going back to them. Right now I feel pretty uneasy about everything, but I feel like that will pass. The rest of my family is showing their support to me, and honestly, it feels great. But in the end, I lost my parents over all of this. I've learned something that I wished I saw earlier. I don't hate my sister. In fact, I love her with all of my heart. I should never have projected my hate onto her. That was wrong, and someday I hope to make up for it. But for now, I need to leave. So there's my update. Thanks again for all the support on my original post. I really appreciate everyone who took the time to comment and show me support. Thank you. Wow. There's more. That's not the end of it, but that's incredible. She needed to get out of that house. I'm so glad that her grandpa stood up for her. Literally, the top comment says, "Wow, OP's grandfather is a saint." And he is. He understood what was going on. He said, "No, you will not be living with them anymore. You will be living with me now." The dad's sister or whatever that was sending him money is now going to be sending that money to her to like help her with college and stuff. Like, that's amazing. Amazing. And I'm glad that she also realized at the end that the hate was not towards her sister, it was towards her parents. That was really awesome to be able to hear that from her. And I know that she'll be able to make it up someday, you know, that like it's not her fault. She was just a kid. It's completely rational for her anger to be displaced that way, but it's totally valid, you know, that it's like she doesn't need to feel bad for that because that's not her fault. There's more edits. So it says, edit, thank you all so much. I wish I could respond to every single one of you, but my lunch only lasts so long. I'll update tonight how the move out went, but until then, thank you all. I want to say that your support has been amazing and your kindness means more to me than anyone could ever imagine. Last edit. This really is the last edit. Wow, I never might imagine my story would reach the popularity it did. I know it's kind of cliche, and I've said it 1,000 times, but thank you all. We just got back from moving things out of my parents' house. Everything I wanted to take, my grandpa and uncle helped move, and it's at my grandpa's house now. I have my birth certificate, social security card, and every other document and record I could think of. My parents were quiet the whole time I was there. Shortly after I arrived, my dad left with my sister, and my mom only hovered over us silently as we moved. It took a while, but as we left, she broke down and told me she loved me and would miss me. I hugged her and said goodbye, and that was it. Even now, I sit here and think if she really meant it. After this whole week of her not saying anything, she waited until the end. I hope she meant it. Right now, though, I think I need to look ahead. Maybe one day me and my parents can reconnect. I hope so. Thanks for all the advice and love. It's been amazing, and I'm glad that through this experience, I at least got some positive out of this mess. Will I come back? I don't know. If something happens and you guys still want an update, I'll maybe come around again. But for now, I'm going to move on. For all those out there who shared their stories with me, thank you, and I hope to see you on the other side. See you, Space Cowboys. That's it. Yeah, I'm really glad for her. There have been no comments since then, no updates since then. That was her last post. It was the original post and the update. That's all that is on this account from 4 years ago. I wish, because now she would be, God, she was 18 at the time, so she'd be 23 now. Is that the math? 19, 20, 21. No, she'd be my age. Yeah. So she'd be 22, just like me. I wonder what she's doing now. I wonder if she's finished school. I wonder how her life is going. I wonder if she's reconnected with her sister, with her parents, or if she's still not ready yet. We don't know any of that. But it's very cool. That was a good story. I really liked that story. And not so much, it turned into so much like she didn't need advice. She didn't need to know if she was the asshole or not. It just turned into this like amazing story. So, that's really fantastic. That's it. I gotta go in just a couple of minutes. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that story. I really did. And I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my Hot Mess Express looking ass today. It is Friday, September 16th. It is 12:15 p.m., and this is the last clip of the vlog. So I didn't film yesterday because I spent the whole day at my employee's house. We got a lot of good stuff done. It was a really good day, very productive. For those of you who are waiting for it, the little trash drill, the bee and ladybug trash drill cover minders are coming back in stock. Probably today, if not like tomorrow. So when you're watching this video, they're probably back up again. So if you are one of the ones that have been waiting for those, they're coming back. They take a lot of time actually to make, and so that's why it takes us so long to get them back in stock, because they're actually very labor intensive. They're all very handmade. So, but they are coming back because I know so many people love them. That's kind of it. I have a work from home day today. I'm very excited about it. So what was I going to say? I was going to do work on some candles today because I got new wax in for them, but then I realized I don't have any scents. So I need to order myself some scents because all the scents that we have are with my employee, and I don't want to like take them from her because she needs them. So I need to order like a set of my own. So I will be doing that probably like in just a second here because I need to get those. That's about it. I might film I have a Just Cross Stitch magazine, so I might film that today to have for next week because I know I didn't film a video this week. I felt like I was kind of like, I feel like I've been running around too much. That this is the first day this week that I have had a like work day, like work from home, not like, I mean, I was working all day yesterday and like I did some work on Monday and stuff, but like fully like work from home, get shit done. Also look at my nails. I just thought about that. How fantastic are they? They're from this amazing Etsy shop. I think it's Hidden Gems Nails on Etsy. I don't remember, but this was the one that I got. And it's so exciting because the gel seems like it's really good quality, and I've had a lot of them chipping on me recently. They're also literally like the perfect size for my nails, and that's not super common with me. I usually just order a large, and these ones fit perfectly. And they're also the perfect shape and the perfect length, and they're like, so they're fun, but they're also like really pretty and neutral and a little more like whatever than I usually go for, very like kid like, very bright colors type of thing. And so it's very nice to have something very neutral. I told Perry, and he laughed at me. He thought it was funny, and then he didn't like tell me to not do it, so I'll take it as a good sign, that I told him I was ordering, that I was like, I want to have, like, when you propose, I want to have the right nails on. And and he was like, what? And I was like, it's very important that, like, I don't want to have, like, you know, like crazy characters on my nails and stuff when we get engaged. Like, I want them to be nice. I want them to look nice in photos. I want to be able, because you know I'm going to take pictures, and like I want to look back like 50 years from now and not be like, why the hell do you have a bunny rabbit on your nails? You know, like that's fun for me now, but I want to be able to look at pictures in 50 years and still be happy with it, while also still keeping to my fun nail aesthetic. So I told him I had 2 options that I would like be happy to be engaged in. And so I told him, it's like, what, because he was like, well, I can't tell you, so I don't know what you're gonna do about that. And I was like, how about this? I was like, I'll order them both now, and then I'll just switch them back and forth, like when they grow out and stuff, I'll switch them back and forth until we get engaged, and then like I'm prepared and ready to go. He thought that was the funniest thing in all of the land. He laughed for like 5 minutes, and then he was like, okay. Like, so to me, it's like, if he thought that I was going to be switching my nails back and forth for 6 months, he like maybe would have tried to tell me to wait or something. He didn't. So, and he saw me put them on last night, and he didn't tell me to wait or whatever. So, like, you know, I'm gonna take it as a good sign. And I fucking love them. They're just like so pretty. Like, oh, imagine. Oh, I'm just so excited. And I think they fit so perfectly, and that doesn't happen to me often. And so I'm like, ooh, I want to keep these on forever. So the second set of nails hasn't gotten here yet, but I'll switch them out every couple of weeks until we get engaged, because I'm planning. Listen, he told me not to get my hopes up. I'm trying not to get my hopes up, but our anniversary is in just a little bit over 2 weeks from now. I'm just being prepared. That's what I'm telling myself. I'm not telling myself it's going to happen on our anniversary. I'm telling myself I'm being prepared just in case. And also, like, don't have a fucking meltdown if it doesn't happen. That's also what I'm telling myself. So, with that being said, that's my new nails. But like I was saying earlier about the work day, that I'm having a work day from home and I'm very excited about it, is I totally feel like I may be like stretching myself too thin. Also, I just have like so fucking much going on right now. Like, Monday I was with my sister, Tuesday I had therapy, Wednesday was my pap smear, Thursday was my employee's house. This is my first work from home day. And I need more of that, frankly, because there's things that I want to do for the business that I haven't been able to do yet because I don't have enough like time to work from home. So I think I'm going to try to work on that as much as I can with like doctor's appointments and stuff, to try to like dedicate more time to my business. So I'm going to work on that. But that's it. It feels so good to just work from home today. I love my job. I love working from home. So like, this is my happy space. I need to do more of this. You know what I mean? So there's one logbook left in stock. We have more of them coming in the next couple of days. So they're going to be all stocked and good to go. If you'd like a logbook, you can go purchase them. And the scents for Monday are... No, I know what they are. No, I don't. Shit. I thought I knew what they were off the top of my head. I just planned out, because I like to plan out my scent releases like forever in advance. So I have all of the scent releases planned out until the end of the year. I pick the 2 scents that get released each week, I have picked until the end of the year. I pick the rest of them like the day of. So it's like, if you ever have requests for scents that you'd like to purchase, just let me know and I'll include it in that week. Like, that's not a big deal at all. But I have the scent releases planned until the end of the year, which feels so good. So that's like at least 2.5 months in advance. Like, we're doing good. So just planned all those out today, which is why I can't remember. Next, so on Monday is very exciting. It's candy corn and harvest spice. Candy corn is here, y'all. I know a lot of people, when I mentioned that candy corn was going to be released, were like so excited about it. And I just realized when I was at my employees yesterday that we hadn't released it yet. And I was like, that's it. We're releasing it on Monday. So candy corn and harvest spice are both being released on Monday. And then we have a little bit less of a fall theme next week. And then October, I'm still doing like a few fall themed all throughout October. And then when November, the first Monday of November, we start Christmas scents. So I'm doing a Christmas scent, one Christmas scent a week until the end of the year, from November to December. All through November, all through December, it's one Christmas scent per week. And then just a random one. The other one is like just whatever catches my eye. I'm very excited about it. I also already have Christmas cover minders like ready to go. So I'm going to have a whole Christmas cover minder launch probably at the start of November. Very excited about it. But anyway, for next week, we have candy corn and harvest spice. Very exciting. So if you're interested in that will go live on Monday at 4 p.m. MST, like normal. And I think that's it. I think that's all I wanted to catch you guys up on. I have some crafting to show you. So what I do know, I brought them both in here, my cross stitch and my diamond painting. Frankly, I don't think I've done a section of my diamond painting since I showed it to you, but I don't remember. So I brought it in here to show you. Fuck it. But this is where we're at on the cross stitch. I did a lot of work on it last night. Not a lot, but I finished filling in the house/bakery right here and then started filling in the windows. So this is where we're at. I don't remember where it was the last time I showed you. You'll probably remember better than I do because it's like 5 seconds for you. It's like 3 days for me. But that's where we're at so far. I just need to finish up the house a little quick, and then there's like a dog over here and a dog over here. It's slow but surely. And then scooch back. I'm going to show you the diamond painting. Whee! Yeah, I might have done a second. Because I think when I showed you last... Oh, I need to stand. Ow, my knee. I think when I showed you last, I had one section up here done, and now I have 2. So there are 2 completed sections on the top row, and that's how much we have left. And I know it's a little folded on this side, but this is what it looks like. Ah, it's so good, isn't it? So good. So, that's almost done. And now I gotta roll it back up. I do think I'm gonna work on it a little bit today, my diamond painting. And once it's done, I will absolutely be doing a post review on this channel. And then I'll be doing a kit up video of my next one. So, that'll be a ton of fun. But probably, I don't know, there's probably at least 6 or 7 sections left on this thing. So it'll probably be a good couple weeks, depending on how much I work on this until it's done. It's like, because it's so big, it's really hard to work on when Perry's here because our couch doesn't have enough space for me to like spread the painting out. So I kind of can only work on it right now when Perry's not here, which is kind of a pain in the butt. So I think that's why it's taking me a little longer, is because I can only work on it when Perry's not home. Perry and I don't have any plans this weekend. It's the first weekend in I have no idea how long, since we haven't had any doctor's appointments, any dentist appointments, any family gatherings, nothing. We've spent like 4 weeks in a row going to the dentist every weekend. By the way, I do have an appointment now for my deep cleaning. It's 2 weeks from now. So we are waiting for Medicaid to approve it. And then as soon as Medicaid approves it, they'll like bump it up if they can. It's weird. I called them today actually, because I was like, listen, this is weird, because I know they told me it's periodontal disease. I know they told me it's gum disease, but everywhere that I read says that it's so rare. It's like unbelievably rare to only have symptoms on one tooth. And that's it. I only have symptoms on one tooth. The rest of my gums are healthy. Ooh, hold on. I think the dentist is calling me. I'll call you right back. I'll call you right back. I'll be right back. Okay, I lied. It wasn't the dentist, but it was still healthcare because I just had my first pap smear on Wednesday. First ever pap smear. I even made my mom come with me because I was such a scaredy butt. But okay, hold on. I'll tell you. Listen. My head's all over the place. Let me finish what I was telling you about the dentist, and then I'll tell you about that. So I called them this morning because I was like, listen. Everything that I'm hearing says it's so rare to have it just on one tooth. And it's like it's decently bad. Like I have pretty severe recession on one tooth. The rest of my gums are healthy. So at least from what I can tell, like they look healthy and plump. They're a good color. They're all like, none of them are receding super bad, like, or really at all. Like they all look healthy to me. And ever since I found out, I've been brushing twice a day, flossing once a day, mouthwash once a day. So like I've been taking really good care of it. And even so much to the fact that like it was like sensitive to the touch when I went to the dentist the first time. Like if my lip touched it, if my tongue touched it, if I touched it, it was sensitive, but not like painful. But now I can do whatever I want to it. I can like do that on it and it's not painful. So the pain has gone away, which in my head goes, okay, it's getting better. And yet it's receding even further. The recession is getting worse to the point where it's almost reaching like the very bottom of my mouth. Like there's no more gum to recede, which is scary. So I called them today and I told them all of that like I've been taking really good care of it, but it seems like it's receding further and I don't want to wait 2 weeks. And like it gets way worse and then we need to do something drastic to fix it. And like, I don't know what to do. And she was like, well, they're actually not in office today because the doctor's at another clinic helping out. But she's like, but I'm going to leave them a note to call you to check in with the Medicaid. They're going to call you tomorrow and because they're apparently in office tomorrow on Saturday and see what they can do about it. I said, that's fine. It's just so bizarre to me because they say that when you have gum disease, it's like, no, the doctor told me I have bone loss. So I'm not sure there's really a debate in whether I do have gum disease or not. He told me I do. I have bone loss. Once you have bone loss, it's considered gum disease. But what the fuck? Like, I think I'm just a little confused that it's like, is it that mild? But then why is it continuing to get worse? Like to me, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And also they wanted to do a deep cleaning on my whole mouth, which I guess I kind of get because they want to make sure it hasn't spread other places. But I'm like, I truly only have symptoms on one tooth. So like, how bizarre is that? Like, it just, I don't know, it seems a little bizarre. So it's like, I kind of like want a second opinion. And so it like made, because where I got diagnosed is it's the same branch, but it's a different office, a different doctor than where I'm getting my deep cleaning at. So it's like, I kind of just want him to look at it and see if he says the same thing. And if so, then I need to stop Googling. But also like, do we need to do this sooner rather than later so that it doesn't get to the point, because I'm already scared I'm going to need a gum graft. That's how severe it's receded. I'm already scared I'm going to need a gum graft. So can we do something sooner than rather than later so it doesn't get any worse? I wish I could show you guys, but like that's disgusting, so I'm not going to do that. But like, but I'm like, it's so bizarre. Like, I don't understand. Anyway, so that's the dentist. I called them today, so they're going to call me back tomorrow. And then the pap smear, I got my results from they did a second swab because they said there was like some discharge and they were worried that it might be like a yeast infection or something. So they did 2 swabs, one for the pap smear and one for like yeast infection, STDs, that kind of thing. I got the STD and yeast infection one back today. All of it was negative. I was like, I thought so, because I didn't think I had anything going on. And so all of that was negative, and then we're waiting, like, I think next week the pap smear results will come in. But I'm not worried about that either. So it's like, but it was so funny because I literally made my mom come to the pap smear with me, because it's like, I know it's just a Q-tip. I know they're not going up your cervix, but like, it's just, I don't know, it's scary. Like, what if it hurts? And like, I've never done it before. And like, I don't know. And truly, it's so funny because the worst part was the speculum. I hate speculums. It's not painful at all, but it's just like, oh, geez, really? That feels like invasive, you know, that like, it doesn't feel right. And so it's like, that's the worst part is the spreading so that he can see in there. But it's like, no, I didn't even notice really that there was a swab. Like, it was fine. So I was like, oh, that's funny. I shouldn't have even made her come with me. But it's like, yeah, I was nervous, so whatever. But now I know I can do pap smears all by myself. Like, but my mom is coming to the deep cleaning with me because I was like, that shit's scary. So I was going to make Perry go with me, but it's on a weekday. It's on like a Wednesday. So I was like, I'll make mom go with me because I'm not going to make you call off of work to go with me. But yeah, so I'm glad that all of that was negative. I talked to them about like some cramping I was having, some unusual cramping, and I'm not going to go into detail about my unusual cramping. But I asked them about it and he was very like confused. He was like, I don't really know what, just from listening to your symptoms, I don't have anything that comes to the top of my head. And so he was like, that's part of why he wanted to do the STD test, just to make sure. I was like, I don't have any STDs, but like, go off, have a good time. And didn't have any STDs. So he was like, so past that, we should do a transvaginal ultrasound to see what's going on up there. And I was like, so you just like, you're just in the vagina doing an ultrasound? And he was like, yeah, cool. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Nothing up, as long as you don't go up the cervix. I don't give a crap what you do down there. Like, just don't go up my cervix, please. And he left the room and my mom was like, she's like, actually, it's practically like a dildo that they put on. I was like, Mom, that's so weird. Don't tell me that. And she's like, that's what it is. It looks like a dildo. I don't know. So that'll be fun. More doctor crap I have to do, but it's like I've been dealing with this unusual cramping for like as long as I can remember. So it's like, no, I do need to have it looked at. But it's like, God, enough with the doctor's appointments. And so my knee, and that, I find out that my blood tests and my cholesterol and my carbs and my blood sugar and all that fun stuff are all over the place and bad and ridiculous. And then my knee, and then my gum disease, and now a transvaginal ultrasound. Like, can we just like chill for a second? It's ridiculous. So anyway, I've been jabbering for so long. Let's do a Reddit story, shall we? You guys don't need to know my whole medical history. I'm sorry if that was boring. Let's do a Reddit story. What should we do today? I haven't even picked a story yet. What should we do today? Should we try a true off my chest? When was the last time we did that? Let's try that. Come on. True off. Let's see if there's... I mean, this one could be interesting. Let's try this. It has a lot of upvotes. It's the very top one on the page. And it says, should a husband be okay with his wife being a stripper? This was 3 hours ago. It has 1 award and 1,000 upvotes. It says, my wife, 26 female, came to me asking if she should work at a club to help with our finances. This conversation came up when our water heater broke, plus she got a flat tire back to back this week. We are already in financial trouble with credit cards and student loans. She lost her job during COVID, then we had a baby. Daycare was killing us, so we ended up deciding for her to stay home. When she approached me with this question, like, what type of club? On a pole? Yes, she told me yes. Puzzled but not angry, I asked where this came from. She just said, it says had, but said that we are never getting above water, and a friend of hers that she goes to the gym with suggested this idea to her as she is a stripper herself. My wife told me that it's only to support our family, the money can help us, and she would be working nights so I can watch our daughter and she will be home to switch off. I myself have never been to a strip club, he never says how old he is or whatever, but it sounds like it's a guy. I myself have never been to a strip club, so I can only think of what I see in movies. She told me that her friend would show her the club, and if it was okay with both of us, she could audition to see after we talk. I feel that we have a solid marriage of 4 years. Just life does not always work as planned. Looking for advice on her because it's not something you can talk with people. What should I know about or questions I should ask? What does an audition entail? He wrote intel. It's entail, but that's what he means. I might have completely different opinions than most people do on this, but I don't think it's a problem at all. That, frankly, I can get where this husband is coming from, because I think Perry would be very, very wary about this as well. But I don't see it as a problem. If she wanted to be a full-blown, prostitute, then not judging sex workers by any means, just saying that, thinking of my relationship as an example, Perry would never be okay with that, and I would never be okay with that. You bring in STDs, and you bring in the whole complication that there's actually sex involved, and, the whole thing. When you're a stripper, they don't really touch you, depending on the club. They just sort of dance around. So, and they're usually, at least from what, because Perry says he's been to a strip club or 2 in his entire life. He really doesn't like them either. But he's my friends wanted to go, and so I just went. I was, it was years before we met. I was single, whatever. And I was no big deal. And he was no, they were all topless. And I was oh, I could have sworn that strippers wore a swimsuit top or something. I thought they had tops on. And he was not the one I went to. So it's sometimes they're topless, but they usually have rules about not touching. You can have rules that you don't do VIP rooms or whatever, that you can set boundaries because you're married, and yet she's truly just trying to help their financial situation. I don't have a problem. It's her body, and she's not doing anything she's not going out and having sex with people. And so to me, it's really especially because it's just it's not she's going to be a stripper forever. It's just for to get them through. it's like, I can't relate because I don't think Perry and I would ever do this, but, you know, we also are not in a very strapped financial situation, so, like, I can't speak on that either, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think they set boundaries that work for their marriage, and it's not that bad. Just make sure you set boundaries around, like, is she allowed to be topless in the club? It's even nice that, like, he's going to the club with her to see what it's like, see if he's okay with it. Like, she's being very considerate about all of this. So it's like, talk about if you're okay with her being topless, talk about if you're okay with her doing VIP rooms, or if not, you make your boundaries and then you audition. I think the audition is like they just dance around and then, like, I think, but frankly, I have no idea. So I'm glad he came to Reddit and maybe other people can answer that for him. I have no fucking idea. I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. I think it's fine. My suggestion to them, if they don't want her to be a stripper, try selling your feet pictures online. Just saying. I've never done it before, so I can't relate in that manner. But I've heard so many people who have done it and it works. And it's just like, some people it's their full-time job, some people it's extra pocket money, whatever you want. But it's a really good way that, of course, feet are a fetish. But for most people, like for me, feet are not a sexual thing. So if you want pictures of my feet, it's like wanting a picture of my pinky finger, in my opinion. That, like, okay, go off, like, have a good time. Do whatever you want with that. I don't care. It's not like if you wanted a picture of my boobs, that's one thing. But, like, it's a body part that you can see, like, anywhere. So there's a website called Feet Finder. That's the one that I've heard of that's the most popular. Again, I've never done it, so I don't know. But that can be an option if you're worried about the sexual aspect of being a stripper. That's something that is a very similar line of stuff that can make you money that you can do from home if you have nice feet. It's an option. Just throwing it out there. Top comment says, there is no should here. Nobody gets to gatekeep your feelings as a partner to your wife. All that matters is that you are both okay with it. Next, there's a bunch of comments talking about how it was like a bullshit post or something. I don't know. I'm going to ignore that and pretend and go off the fact that it's probably real. It says, this one says, agreed. If it's okay with OP, it's okay. That said, there are a lot of variables for what happens in a club, so OP needs to go in eyes open. Drugs aren't everywhere, but they are at most. That said, not all of them, but drinking is at nearly everyone. So that's often a concern with OP's wife getting home and whatever happens with that. People can be drinking and doing drugs around you as long as she's not drinking and doing drugs. That's... This one says, totally agree. My mom did this when we were very little. My dad was angry until she dropped hundreds of dollars on the table from one night of dancing. Then he was okay with it. Like, you know, it's a good short-term thing for them. That I think if she's going into this with, like, this is my permanent thing, then it's a deeper conversation to have. But if it's just like, no, I'm just going to do it for a couple of months to get us through this rough patch or whatever and get us some extra savings and whatever, then I don't have a problem with it. What do you guys think? Would you have a problem with this in your relationship? Do you think, whatever? I don't think Perry and I would ever do this. Frankly, we'd start by selling feet pics before I'd ever think of becoming a stripper. And many other things before I ever thought of becoming a stripper, that it's like, no, I would DoorDash. Because you can DoorDash in the middle of the night. I would, do Amazon stuff that you can deliver for Amazon in the middle of the night. That it's like, there's other things that you can do but they're not going to make nearly as much money as stripping does. So it's like there are other options if you're uncomfortable with the stripping thing, but I get the appeal of it. I'm not mad at them. I'm not against it. So that's it. Let me see if he no, he hasn't. Okay, the only comment I can see is there any way you can take a day off to see what the establishment is even like? I know not every strip club / gentleman's club is all coked out horror fest. Are you really telling me the only place hiring at night is a strip club? Really? You make so much more money as a stripper than you would anything else. That's the appeal of it. So don't bash them for being a stripper, commenter. She's going to see what the club is like with her friend. I told her took the day off today so I can watch our daughter. It's not that the only lap out there. This grammar is awful. I can't even read it. It says it's not that is the only lap out there. It was showing that got brought up. So I guess he's trying to say that it's not the only job out there, it's just what got brought up. She has always been into dance, she's been doing ballet since she was young, and she was teaching before it closed. So like I said, I'm really not mad at it. If both of y'all are okay with it, you create boundaries, you whatever, no big deal. No big deal. Strippers don't have to go into it as a super sexual thing that I wouldn't be upset about it. So, I don't know, but that's just me. I want to hear what you guys think about it. That's it. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I'll be starting again next week as usual, but that's the end for this week. I hope you had a great time sitting here watching it and you got a lot of crafting done. If you have any questions or anything, let me know in the comments down below. I love you all. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you all next week. Bye!